Voices are right.
I'm super excited about this ginger chips. It's a ginger chips. Power chow. Say ginger chips dear. And then I worry. And it just something say you in powdered form like this. In tea, so we will be out pick green tea to send me near me green tea and I may be a gum. Na se me pese me munch on something so any me saka no na marry. Would you wouldn't share no? Google about a ginger and you see the health benefit of ginger. But need just some say the organic honey and I come and I get McBee ginger chips myself. So America, it comes in a pouch like this. Into more American yina mubiti me afre
862-215-2007.
Good. Ofre you be deliver ye dia more kama. So wo Ghana so a be patch ofre
0277-609-644.
McBee ginger chips dear OBA here.
Business owners nyina just a restaurant for office for warehouse for o Ghana ha na uton bibi na nyoma no okra free amanone and a back room ha na just a shipment asem container e was so ma we ni yeden e ko ho pa eye na to da na ya ye nipa ti wa ye nipa nso de obebre ba MTN say with MTN business I know solution no just say shipment no omweni be di echire e de amaw into restaurants for office for warehouse for MTN for say omo de MTN business I aba e de ama obi bia to make us asisi dial *5060# *5060# CCA what you say na sign up na omomboa wo na shipment no omweni endi echire fefefe emfa mawo just say ya mekan no waye nipa ne de e to da wo bebre wo beda but with MTN business I know omonda omo be hweso e de amawo na MTN business I know it is powered by Wi-Fi, SIM connectivity, cloud storage and a solar energy papebi. Until your security never sleeps, even when the light goes off. Just a doom sokrana, omujinemu, pampe. You see total visibility and control. 247 monitoring, real-time alerts, two-way audio, and a reliable backup. Ninina at an affordable rate. Until dial *5060# CCR. Na sign up ewo MTN business I so na MTN business I omo aba e de ama business bia ewo kroma nti MTN na omo say everywhere you go nti dial *5060# na sign up sisia
asla akwaba
I want to say
but nyame adom na so
bibi abokode
nyame adom
Dr. K
and ho do ne kakra so we cast on the whole do na so tia
na say ya lebe only bento a we sam what it no do do a eye nim kakra na so bisa kakra ye di ninja account ye di asaw enu anu
na this say asipiti aba itino so oboko hospital na oko the e ha no anamebo
because me dem so ba enche obeya link tin si a na mo hwa me de ya be send to ka che se na me ka se no odme ka me ka se number ma be sika
ntin wa ma no ka na o adwen yo
baby obi you cannot tie ale ma hwa na scanash
o ba chere
si ni pani ya logo down e ko si mi ko hospital mi ko to edu na ko to sisi na we be you na fe o sika ni ji akọ e
wodo ka ginger
chips no I don't
and then o tam ni nyina akọ na o ja bi
kai but or the mechanic. So we be.
That media or test one a down. Media will be the case.
So the Ghana Brand will be no more the only guy comfort.
Sir, if you say, yeah, we'll talk on again, Chronodia.
No, we are the brand of dear. Any idea where we are?
There's a Mr. Doka.
What mean to you? The also.
Hey, yeah, critical.
We so rich is give you it.
Richie,
no, now, Methodist, man, or trendy. See, Rosie got concerned about family. You know, I ain't minka. Or see, yan there. In common would in Nanka. A good in common, but unfortunately, the presentation and the choice of words to the senior pastor and could ye say a casa cromfoa
or come.
Any elders say what they are for the okay and his son say Ubu tia welfare 10 cities or near year Yacobuana. Na mu yi welfare ni fi ho na de mu si di on tua tight no tight BBC a omba e na wo kan so bi ko contracts me de me hu ye mfato a de me pe na me de beba na de aka me be ye de me pe tio democracy won eye but say am pe be a democracy ebe India ebe ma wan hwa ne ya de pe bi ahwere ye
sense
osofu panyin a mo communion osofu panyin a obom paiba osofu panyin ogia we di wo kasa de togo woni be kasa no aso teche me eya minim se sisebiri wanu no
the all trend no
minim se sisebiri wanu no so trend not in the right way but in a misunderstood way because maybe this is not what she wanted to paint. It's likely say be any same person can seriously speaking difficult but so not trending you know go part through actually yes tighten a year can tighten it is very, very important and it is essential to the church. But tighten and you call ye a year to do. If you contribute to a church welfare, now you brought 500 Ghana cedis, unya bibia. It is in the constitution. Say you are paying 20 cedis. In case you have a funeral, you deserve 500 Ghana. In case you deliver, you deserve 200 Ghana. Sana share down and you are part of it contributing. Something I'm gonna say. It is how I say, maybe with you say, not maybe you make a year say, near 500 Ghana cities, and you wow, make can be as a shall be able if you make any quaffle. Any confusion in a church, a collapse of a church, you usually will start from the choir and the women fellowship. I think this woman's statement, the opposite canon. It could have been in the right direction, but I'm koyi crack. What I'm best to your tight mean to you. But once you are being home for so
what tight no one to ya you be on your one.
Well, Bibia Nya dear, and ye sit here. And did you see Tiano? And who's so a woman in them?
Only young point.
Bibia make up.
But now, sorry, we are soon a get
And family. And no family home. Oko doma sorry and the tighter. Oko doma sorry and bar for ya. But so oko doma sorry and see a get tighter. Now say, Hona would do Makoshe. It's careful. And Kwalana aba social media na muwo dinka krabi. Kakra no atuma no asi asofo ho. Me kai mo say asase so ayete no. Every fake man of God has a God.
We repeat that, man. Every fake man of
God has a God. So be careful.
Mentiasi.
Togo, we are small one. Yes, you'll be friending your men.
No be now.
Tama Jonah, echo punuma, cotton boat, ma, and ma, and so yiri bayan. Yes, see now, frefuni na fre won yame. Kenata bo numbi. I see part-time Christian. You won't fight full-time devil. Enchilment that make you. Anybody you think is a fake man of God may have a fake God. But be careful. When they are speaking, you also speak against them. We are seeing. And now baby. Because in Shirebi or why a Jiman Chilima. Sana no me be so or why a Jiman Chilima. Send the idea no qua suffer who do what tell me a chile adwin chile yo. But we see if democracy will not find its way into every right place at democracy, because copy our baby and say na one shy benya money. Yes, we
the woman here no a form of democracy.
It's a democracy. The church is supposed to be theocracy, but you see a democracy about, and that is where we are facing all these challenges. What been children you should know. Sad been children the big mama about. Well, to go. You go so precau you show you now you're very careful. What
kind of idea now? Your van said you can't say faith a man of God be also Ninyameno. You better hear from Papa
Obiasmo. Now, who called you to go and look for fake man of God or right man of God?
Now, somebody will say,
ultimate news is actually beautiful.
Aye,
they want you to
me,
la bouche beautiful.
Now, I'm beautiful.
And they want him.
I boxes.
They all can no great. They all can no
boxer.
One name say no great.
Me and go on.
That's it. So where are we?
But who him say we lead the masses? What
I what was he see I can what way? I know the one hosting me. I know leading masses.
It's yeah. So the Bible can't say
in this world, show people what you want them to see. Refuse them from not seeing what you don't want them to see. I repeat, show people what you want them to see. Refuse to show them what you don't want them to see. Because no, me say, there will be unfair no makeup day. Say, there was the other tia meboa. They be over time like a chibia with try makeup come on meboa. Why anything come on meboa? If she doesn't maintain this for the longest of her life, or will regret it one day, because or will release a certain image that is not meant for the public, and it will be held on for them, and they will use it against her.
I mean, they try to make a picture post.
Majority them can say,
but
when you're careful, because this algorithm has a long way to bring shame and disgrace to people.
Actually, I saw no better man who be jai.
Oh, jai behano. Or tremunswa ebebuano. But obia obekona sorry bia. Ebeman is setting level of stigma because she had a nice message, but maybe a wrong presentation. Learn to address whoever is older than you, whoever is leading you, because a leader, what they see, you don't see.
Because of video, now Papa no cry tries to stop him.
Or say it's a main comic, I say you know, be
Ankasa. Yeah.
Now who are you? You're still a church member. God has not called you. Let's be careful.
Comes I inquire story.
Well, my last one, my counsel a story. Now, say, baby, be a person what be a unis coming. The reason is because divorce is so close to the rich and the influential than the poor. A poor man's wife will hardly take a poor man to court. But a rich man's wife will easily request for divorce because there's something maybe to be shared.
You know, there's a that's what sometimes. And you, man, and you have what your mom pick me what.
And Ohiani, what the awadia koyeden.
And you want your day, what about so? Bible, maybe you are Bible, Yakob podcast says California.
What say?
Bible,
and I'm not hearing no worry. Isaac, no hearing no worry. Ohiani, you are what Bible move. And here, if you can't feed yourself 3 square meals plus common snack, can't live in a befitting shelter that can take other person's bedding. Single room, you found worry. Tell me, I hope we are managing.
You bet you.
Number 2,
but when you be the Albert to another. And now I
shall coach ya. I shall be now. Trotro. Dear me, share. Who you hear Missy Benwally or Bassaba Wally comment penny? Adentia, a son said, a dow here the baby ye. A dow here, every baby ya Benyesican, who will be your horse. And no baby ya wouldn't be a new woman, wouldn't be a own boot that consider.
Wow.
I repeat, any wife that knows how poor you are or you were before getting rich will never give you the respect your husband deserves. But any woman that knows you are poor, when you become rich, she will respect you. But when a wife sees your poverty from beginning, when you become rich, she will never respect you as a husband. And your barbet mebu so only be now nyabia. But oyire enyebu ma woda. Eti ehia mesrew men ware ansa. Wonyabia no wa ware. At least be able to provide a befitting shelter you bet madam. Don't give yourself to a shelter, madam. Yawa madam, yedam. Single room, you found wale.
That's it.
Ubuntu ladies, the message be by a brand now Kauma and I said, no, say, me musa say, so for no survey. So on see nipa. The Moja would you said your woman, the Moja would
by a friend, young fair woman on any yape. Metia, when I host who host me within this jurisdiction, you are the one leading the thing. Put me close to me, Mike, my boy. Yes, by a piano, me no yape.
Interesting.
And I'm maybe artists say I said the Totiamba, the Totin, Cocoa Tiamba, near sea of flower. Now I saw like I say, Munka said me poor radio. Now one radio now, the one radio now, the one radio now, doctor. And I'm not telling you radio now, but that's yes, you're here one last day.
But anyway,
but if you
and sorry, no Mexica.
What? Sorry, Sika. Obi o kasa sorry.
Any addition asọ for nana.
Enya no kure.
Okay.
You can one one see on the scan open on the bow. Obi o kasa asọ bebre bia abo afore keto. The obo afore kese en kasada.
The woman said no kasada is na afore emu.
Say ti obi en kasa no kasa yebu no obi an kasa so ti asọ fo nyina so. The story for the day.
That's very cool. Me pa cho mo fan this man. Am I you Abuja? As a counselor,
yeah,
please, I need help understanding my relationship issues of why I betrayed the trust of my relationship with my girlfriend and cheated on her. I flirted, teased her friend, look at her friend inappropriately, and got naked around
her.
Got naked.
You gogos.
And got naked around her a few times with my girlfriend around. And though I never touched her, I cheated multiple times with my girlfriend around, and caused pain in our relationship. I love her and told her it wouldn't happen again, but it did. And I couldn't restrain myself around her friend. I need help to understand why I did these things to repair and fix my relationship. We have had a few couple therapy appointments, but they didn't work. And I told my girlfriend that I did not want these things to happen, but my girlfriend doesn't believe me.
Right.
Simple, yeah. Or say, or fan in Penechi. Na impuno, or ne ma be bradeda. Na ni yonko, the irino, name plan yonko. And so, optimic, Jano, ewodenim. Our brana, nemprano, so ewo. Na omo epemwa. Oma kuhu therapist. Nanso still ano. Nemprano say, enya dia obeji be man de dibio.
That's it. Abrantie in any case. Letter watch be any case, but I had the suentino. You ever fat the letter is so educated the masses. But on any case.
I need to know any case.
Because cheating is a right reserve of the married. On what you can cheat. Now, the other time is also called couple therapy. And who's then couple bang. Hey, I am on Kai.
Oh, I am
Rosie Yao. The Rosie affirm the Togo affirm wa. Oh, who call coffee?
Casla.
What's that? And we are someone who come into Rosie. Now, Wakaka, see, and we are someone if you tend to use the principle of the married to run your single relationship, you become a victim whilst you are not supposed to be. Cheating is a right reserve of the married. Nobody can control anybody's cheating mentality. And you should not be hurt when another party is cheating to the extent that you become, clinically defected. Yale, as I say, or kukunu afawachi, and now you're afawachi. Debut. A yire chifa, a kunechifa, a kawadia no, it's say what talk we do. You didn't want to come on. Now, wait, dear, on Wale, on Prenchi. No, be our Prenchi, so the book a couple the other day.
If you are not Dono,
when I don't
want, do banner.
Oh, Namasa, Gagelia, or Maunu Pazui, not on Dono.
Ah, Council. Let's say we are going to go.
Then I know me. Someone go for 3 days. 3 days, you show you.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, who? I don't know. Then I know me. I was Monkai. Oh, I'm working out in the buy.
Nanti.
No, Nanti Koi.
No, for fun, Nanti Koi. From my worship to independence. That's like that was.
Oh, but you Nanti Fia worship the Koi Independence Square. This is a question.
Nanti a combine.
Who Koi Independence Square? Samba worship. No one of them. And now what dear? Now see, or do I then? Rosie, what you know, my fly? I'm going to be out from Thursday. I'll come back again on Monday. Okay, weekend. And then and then 2 years in year of force and who a celibate. A son said, now Jenny said you can't do that to me. See, if you are not married, you can cheat. You can't cheat, sorry. Married ones will cheat. But hear me. This story is for we the married people. How do you forgive a cheating spouse and continue marrying? That's the issue. In this world, if your spouse confesses to you, that is the end of your life. Never confess cheating. Never confess cheating, because whoever you confess to, you destroy the person for the rest of your life. Even when divorce occurs, whoever comes back to their way, they will punish the people silently. So they need counseling. This young man is practicing concubinage. Number is 0277. I have a chat 609 644 0277 609 644. Yes, you say. And branching Maria Monwale. Member Monfire Wale for Emra. And young who to say Mawale. Monkosum Mumpra Munchi. And we know or ban man of course, or ban so for number 0277. Come on, you are the Briar Beji by the two. I say, Council in Canada, and Joe 102.9 FM.
Angel Drive and the train where the Dr. Kate. Yami Aduma or China Mobete. Yeah.
Like that.
You need everyone.
All right. The woman kind of says, "See, I the idea me call." I yet to say, "Maybe I am now." Ogu a esen kwala no e de mass of die no omagya. Sorry ba, igina software ni. Eso be kire wa ade. O be kire wa ade. Isan so ye wa. Nyame afra. Nyame afra krofo no frɛ. Sa so mi na wutumi ko bi o magya ye.
I mean, that's all this software. That's a really software.
Tetenene e ma sorry man kasa. Ye nti ase. Na mba ye bibi ti say democracy. Mo hwe bi akọ. It is very, 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 very humiliating that you find it this way. Say, yeah, Kaseya. Nah, I'm sorry, but so for so children are doing it. Would you suffer temporary adventure? So for one and also, sister to was it. Na Kasaboko, no, be soon came. I see the engine says, Onuko Kase, you know, be on Kasa. I mean, so look, I say, you know, Bianca Sakra is okay. It is not the best. Open to me, go because I'm not ancient and Kanka was already there. But the grand saying for money and Indian money than a real friend. As of Udiamo Casa 15. As of Udiamo Casa phone. Some of them in the meeting. And easy much if you put your lunch. Because we're so I don't know, but the lady's video is trending.
It's trending. It has gone viral.
And I don't know how she feels in the Methodist Church. As communication, people want to do it because somebody is going to commit adultery. Somebody is going to have sex whilst they are not married. So let's excommunicate them. See here came someone and a cassette sorry baby uncle. Na konfanya you know ya chisofo yi be kan animu atwi nanimu presbytery fo afra sofo yi ebe ye de so mo ye eti asofo yi gidi ba sorry ba agina asofo anim e kire na adwen in the wrong way obi anka hwe. If you join a church and the church says they are doing tithing and you don't believe in the tithing, stop the church. Don't go and become the Alpha and the Omega that want to change the rules in the church. And that's what I said from the beginning. If you think there's any bad man of God
who is not called by God, I want to tell you that any man of God you believe is not from God has a certain God. And I always use Kenate's song as the biggest example. That you who is a part-time Christian, you want the liberty to fight full-time devil. What we go through as pastors, you have no single idea. If you think this is one of the cheapest professions, join it. Nobody says she didn't speak her mind. There's a way to speak your mind, but there's a way to present your mind, because your mind is not under your feet, but your mind is in your head. That is why it is said that anytime you are angry, be careful you don't make any major decision, because you might speak and regret later. I know by this time this woman has gone begging, saying sorry. But as far as the video has gone viral, and I don't think this may not be the only thing she said, but whoever wants to do mischief, whoever wants to destroy and tarnish her image, whoever wants to bring the loudest part of her loose language in court will project that part. The church is becoming a grounds that will not be safe for us again, because democracy is entering into the church. Just like marriages. I keep saying that from where I come from and for what I've learned up to this time, marriage is not democracy, it's theocracy. Follow the order. And same like the church is theocracy. Is what is the Lord saying, not what is the congregation saying. And to be a leader is not easy, because what leaders see, those who follow don't see. And God will never bypass a leader to speak into a congregation. So when you're in the church and a member comes to say that the Lord revealed to me, and I saw this and I saw this, we only listen to them and we inquire. And most of them, they are intuitions coming from their head. God will never bypass a head unless he has removed the head and nobody knows he has removed it. God has a way of dealing with men of God. He called them, so he knows how to secure them. And he knows how to work on them. There are too many things that are happening, and the people think that what they are doing, they are doing it for clouds. They are doing it for trending. They are doing it for people to know, but be careful. And I have an issue with a lot of men today on social media, especially when it came to divorce issue between Nikwe and Joanna. The divorce case that was passed. I see a lot of men speaking very, very vehemently against Nyama. Yeah, I see them speaking against RNQ. They are doing it because what they see and what they are feeling and what they are reading is generating their conversation. When issue happens, let's think beyond the box. You can make someone a victim while they are not. You can make someone a victim while they are not. Because most of us, the sensationalism is what we go for. But the import. When a woman was talking, she made a very simple, frantic statement. She said, so for what say? Trust 70 say, that's where the lady started from. And it's a scripture. Malachi chapter 10, 3:10. It says, for you have robbed me. And they asked, how did we rob you? You say, in your tithes and in your offerings. So that was the scripture that the man of God quoted. And the lady started by saying, so for said, trust them see a for there. Fiti will so we a for. Elders mean a for. She may have a very good, valid point, my brother. She may have a valid point, like you're saying. But the way she presented it lacks decorum, respect for the man who gives her communion. Look, preparing a message to be preached to the people is not easy. To go, everybody can read the Bible, but not everybody can preach the Bible. There's a logos and there's a rhema. Somebody has just asked a question. See a question. Please, when and how did you become a pastor? Again, a genuine question. This is not a genuine question. This is a very foolish question. And it doesn't deserve an answer. When and how did I become a pastor? You gave birth to me. If you are telling me, are you a pastor? It's another genuine foolish question. Look, the construction of the mind is not on the forehead and the face of those who speak. But it's better for you to think before talking, because talking before thinking leads you to a place where you will not be accepted. A man of God is addressing issues on tithing and offerings. He quotes a scripture that he didn't write. Then you get up and you compare welfare to tithe. That was what the woman was doing. Even the welfare, she got it wrong. Because hear me, we go to churches where we contribute 10 cedis a month for welfare. And the constitution of the welfare says that when you lose your father, we give you 1,000. When you give birth, we give you 1,500. When you die, we give your family 75% of the contribution. These are the rules. Just by the way, like Musica went to the 1 week of what you call Tiwa, and they went to give 100 cedis and people don't understand. They went to Yasapo and they gave 100 cedis, people don't understand. Hear me. In the first place, they were not supposed to even contribute according to their constitution any money at the 1 week. In their constitution, they are able to give contribution during the funeral, not the 1 week. But they felt democratically that once they are there, they should give something. And that is what brought them the trouble. Under their constitution, 1 week doesn't deserve any donation. And in the final funeral, there's an amount of money that is slated for any meaningful contributing member of Musica. But you see how we bash them? Because they went to the 1 week and did an error. And in their error, Ghanaians thought that what they did to them. So you see, if you allow yourself for people to misinterpret what you are doing, they will have a misinterpretation and they will not end there. It will lead to misinformation and it will not end there, and it will find itself in misunderstanding. And finally, there will be misconduct. This woman may have regretted her open approach. Unfortunately for us now, all churches are practicing social media, church beyond walls. Yes. But let's learn to give respect to those God has called. I may be on social media. I may be doing the same thing somebody else is doing. Captain Smart, Togo Boga. Mention the host. They may all have pages and they are doing what I'm doing. But I have a different cap I wear. And it gives me opportunity to explain things better than those who don't have that cap that they. It's not this one on my head. I'm talking about the hierarchies of presentation. Let's be careful. The way we handle church, the democracy is too much. We are allowing people to make decisions. I mean, somebody got up one time in one church I went, and the pastor gave a forum, open forum, and he said his concern is the last week, the offerings they took, the pastor didn't give them the rundown of how much they had, the pledges and everything. So he wants the pastor to announce how much they had, the contribution, before he starts preaching. We're talking about where people are in church, and the leaders of the church will tell the pastor, if you don't close at 11, we will all leave the church for you. Democracy in the church is taking the power of God out of the place. God is still powerful. I just watched a video of one of the young girls, the up and coming girls, who doesn't even know she will hit 60 or even 50, no, 40, because she's still within her early 30s. Whether she will hit 50, but she's insulting those who are about 50. She's sitting on social media telling people that church is business, and it's only lazy people who go and start church. Try it. Let one of your brothers start church. Let your father start church. You see a man of God whose ministry has gone down, don't let him continue. Because church is not easy. Even look at you. Your wife and 2 kids, you can't manage them. You are managing 100 people under us. The demons we fight, they are not your category of demons. But see the painful thing. When we assist you to fight your local demon, then they become our demon, as if we went to touch them. But we want to provoke them on your behalf. The woman is trending everywhere. But let's trend for better and good reasons. Nobody can say don't talk in church. Nobody can stop you from talking. But it makes a lot of sense if you think before you talk than talking before thinking. Different from people picking your words, dotting your speech, or cutting a certain portion of what you have said just to make the clouds for themselves. I believe that this woman by now will regret. She'll be apologizing and saying what she wants to say. But any which way, what would the apology do? What will the apology do when the harm has already been created? There are too many things happening on social media. Like you ask me, I'll say, let's be careful. We are changing too early. We are moving too fast. Let's be careful. Let's be careful. Because there's a space that has been allowed 12 years, 20 years, 15 years. We will not be able to turn hand the back of the hand of time. There are people you will insult today that in 10 years' time it will be difficult for you to get to them or get to their facility. There are people on social media that I was close to them, that I have shared information with them. For that matter, when they strike a deal to fight me, I don't fight them. Why? Because whatever I have with me that I can tell them in the open that may have to be a caution or a hurt to them is already known in public. Any information I will say about them that should be insulting and incriminating is already in the public domain. So it is not an insult to defend myself because everybody knows. Oya Kromfo yenu, Oya Shawo yenu, tattoo on yenu, because on Abeka they don't have anything substantial to protect. But because I was close to them, I gave them information that is meant between the two of us. So when they come and provoke, they want to insult me, I don't join the insult because what they will tell me, nobody knows. But what I can tell them, everybody knows. That is why there are categories of people who, when they say things about me, it's not that I'm afraid of them. But we've been friends before that I've given them information that is not meant for the public. When is my wife's birthday? I celebrate her, but I don't post my wife. I don't. Why? Is what somebody will ask. Because the enemy looking for me has always been waiting for my wife's picture. And they don't have. I don't post my children. Because the enemies who are looking for me are waiting for the pictures of my children. So wisdom is telling me that I won't post my children today. When they are full-blown adults and they are 18 and above, they will post themselves and they will still be called my children. That is my wisdom. So my boy is celebrating his birthday. I don't come out to come and say, mention his name, this is my son. I don't do it. That is wisdom has taught me. No matter what happens, my children will grow and they will be identified with me. By then, they can defend themselves. This is why one time I said, children I have out of wedlock, I don't bring them home until they can speak because they know evil from good. If you go and have a child out of your marriage and you think like all the children must grow under one umbrella, so all of a sudden you bring that child from the mother and come and introduce the child to your house because your wife is nice, you are wicked, that child will never grow. He or she will grow with pain against you. It's better for you to take a child that you have out of wedlock that the mother doesn't want to take up the child to a children's home than to bring them to your house. No matter how nice your wife is, she can never be nice to a child born out of wedlock. No stepmother on earth has a full goodness like a mother. These things are not nice things. This world we are living in, I say me, there are people who are insulting me on social media. There are people who have said things against me on social media. But I don't go back to fight them. It's not because I'm afraid of them. No. No. Honestly, for me, I don't do outside fighting. Me, I don't do outside fighting. If you touch me, I don't fight you outside. If you touch me and I fight you outside, then it's not a fight. No. I've learned by experience not to fight people who fight me back outside. Or rather, I've learned to fight those who fight me behind. Say I'm afraid of them. Say it that way, that's okay. Everybody has to get a certain level of fear. Yes, say it is fear, that's okay. But mind you, when Joseph decided to have a relationship with a 13-year-old girl, waiting for the 13-year-old girl Mary to grow. The Holy Spirit overshadowed Mary, had favor through the angel, and took seed to give birth to the baby Jesus. Because of baby Jesus, children under 2 years were killed just because Herod was looking for the baby Jesus. What wisdom at all would a 13-year-old girl have to protect? How old was Joseph? 10 years older. So it was 23 years. Or whatever his age was, he was just invited into a particular fight that is not his. And he was following directions. Hence, we had the baby Jesus grow to 12 years where he vanished. The mother was looking for him. Then he was found in the temple in Jerusalem, where he said it was after his father's business. I don't know who we cannot fight. Everybody we can fight back. But by experience, I have learned that some fights are better fought behind the scene. So they can insult me. They can come and write what they want to write. They can come and say what they want to say. If I mute you, I block you, it's because I want to help you. But if I leave you to rant or rant, and I keep your image and keep your name, I will fight you behind. There are people, you give them messages and they go back to use it against you. I ask myself, anybody you talk to that records your conversation is not worth being a friend to. I repeat, anybody you have a conversation with and records you is not qualified to be your friend. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying? So, what am I trying to point to you? If somebody can walk to you and play a recorded conversation between themselves and somebody else to you, you never believe these people in your life. People won't tell us here. Hit the screen and let's share. The School of Marriage and Relationship comes to you every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So I'm here today with you. We have a story to talk about. But before that, you went through kakra. You check I do one sensema AC and SMS. Within the counselor George Lutrot. May the ambassador for Afromax Plus and Meme Drew Tatashi. I have one mema. Emma will post it and I just drop in on a gina year. I won't touch man. Samson, I'm a Tom Macro Ginger Honey Chips. Our Ghana, our US, our UK, our Australia, our Germany. Abrochia, dear women, Ghana, dear what to say. Who here? Frame 0277 6096 44. Yakoso yakasa. I mean, person with two for say. Beme be a utie be a corner for sure post-it no. Post-it no yami intend to go PSA. Postage specific antigen. Koni enhwe say oju so droben to say. How is your post-it? Now koni esi e ho atochema. Ubetuma ye hu bibi ansa na nani cancer. Ukoni esi bibi anye yenso a ubetuma ye hu bibi se na bia se na tie de betena sa. Esan be bia pepe fa no ho na ejun so fa enti hu tochema eya. He obuafo ye na. Obuafo ye na. He it is difficult to come by helpers. And in our world today, our generation is losing helpers because of attitude and gratitude. Your attitude will present your gratitude and lead you to the altitude. This life, your altitude will give you the connection for your collection. Your altitude in life will give you the connection for your collection. And for you to maximize that altitude, you need an attitude of gratitude. The sense of entitlement is so hurting. Look, when you feel you deserve it, so you don't say thank you, you are evil, you are wicked, you are out of human beings. Because it is animals who don't know how to show gratitude for what is done for them. They can't say, so be your papa. Wow. It sounds like papa ya waya mountain. The beard is a session. It's not because I can't be the say. You won't crow for social media so on come. I can summer to me so any no pray. Ma kebi be a moment so be jawa kebi. I make me you are no. You are not that. And you say me slow. But me no one nantia fa nyon ko bi den we di nkomo bi a eni bedwam. Eti mo bi a me di sia me ka kire won. Eti me kwa omo de ensema metimi aka fa won nyina omo de ato abonten. Baby oti obi ani na wade egu obi ani yale oyale obi ani etwa da ne nan obi ani eda bi a kyin se kronfo obi ani eda bi a pa no ntoma wo bedwam obi ani de odi no obi ani de obi kun odi no obi ani enti ono ne nsensem a obetimi aka kire ne ye nuguase de bia e wo bedwam dada enti oni pa sa no be kawa enti se abebun sama yesi na se wo dware na bodam ni bayi wo ntoma ubeni ne cha kwodi ntoma na na enami who post bi abaya bi gire nsuo bi ano a wakata ne ho ntoma na oye so be gure nsuo no ma na denchem pie na denchem antumi anche no ba ne ntoma no ofra na denchem no etwe ena abaya no mpese ne ho be pa ese on hye bibia wase enti okura ntoma num ena ye bisa o post na say, will you go naked to save yourself, or you go into the mouth of the crocodile because you don't want people to see your nakedness? It was so profound. So for the sake of those who don't understand P, I saw a post that in my own interpretation, there was this beautiful girl who was at the riverside about to dive and found a crocodile coming. She was already naked. And unfortunately for her, she was just in a cloth. But whilst she was trying to avoid the crocodile, the mouth of the crocodile held the cloth she was using as a covering on herself. When the crocodile was trying to pull the cloth, she was refusing the crocodile from nakeding her by pulling the cloth off her body. And the question comes in mind: will she give herself to the crocodile to chew her because there are people who are going to see her nakedness? Or better still, she will prefer to expose her nakedness to live, because when she allowed the crocodile to pick up the cloth, then the crocodile will think she has gotten what she wants, what it wants, and she'll be able to run away naked. So running away naked and going into the mouth of the crocodile, between these two, which one do you think she needs to take? Hear me. When you think very deep, maybe somebody will say it is better for her to, as it were, fall in the mouth of the crocodile than to show her breasts and her private parts to the public. Maybe. Others will say, now why Jimmy? That's what somebody will say. But she has a decision to make. And this decision is a decision I have to make within life-threatening time. Another story was told many years ago. There were 3 girls. Who had opportunity, and they had only one option to cover one part of their body. In the public domain where you are going to be seen, you have the opportunity to cover your face with your hands, cover your private parts with your hands, or cover your breast. The question was, and Abna, let me welcome you. I miss you. I miss you dearly. I hope you're doing well, my dear. I miss you dearly. Thank you so much for everything. Thank you for supporting the Grand Council. I love you. And anybody else can go angry because I love you. Esther, dear. Men can't share. Clarice, one. Ubrunire. Kofre, Ubrunire. One covered the face, the other one covered the breast, and the other one covered the private parts. The question was very simple in the psychology class. Between the 3 women, who did the most wisest thing in the midst of the shade? Remember my preamble. You can say your mind. You can speak your mind. But before you speak your mind, think before you talk. Don't think whilst you're talking. And don't speak before thinking. Because, like I said earlier, there are people who insult me, I will insult them back. Not because I'm afraid of them, but I have certain statements with them that is not wholesome for the public. Because in life, hear me, show people what you want them to see and hide from them what you don't want them to see. Look, not everybody must know where you live. The fact that somebody is helping you to pay your fees doesn't justify the reason why they should know you live around Aladogota. Your testimony is nice, but it's not everybody you share it with. I said something, and I want to repeat myself. Respect changes in status. Respect, if it changes with status. So we're all students, and so I had a guy name. So when students meet, they refer to me with my guy name because we are in school. School is no more in session. My status have changed. I am now a gazetted reverend minister. Then a student, a colleague of mine, who were all in the same school together, walks to my church and wants to shake me and is mentioning my guy name in school. Wisdom should tell you that the environment is not wholesome for the name you are mentioning. So you think before you act. But they don't care. And they would rather go and tell people, children, because so hungry. On one part, my friend and I say, Charlie, hey, Nipa Daniel says, see our sister. And we are suffering then. No. The story between the two of us, nobody knows. So I want to repeat again. If your wife can record you, if your husband can record you, you need to divorce them. Number two, if your wife can record somebody and play it to you, if your husband can record somebody and play it to you, they don't deserve to be around you. Anybody who brings me an information and says, so I decided that for you to know it's true, I recorded them when we're talking. Let me play it to you. When I listen to the recording, that ends my relationship with you. Yeah. Even though you think you've done the best thing for me, because I still call you. Yesterday at midnight, I had a meeting. And the person I was speaking to spoke a lot of profound things in my ears. I was watching it. He said, Counselor, you see, you never know come. I said, to me, but Miss Young said, but see, the reason why my messages, I respond to your messages, thanks, okay, appreciation, is because if you type too many things, you have too many troubles in future. So, wow. Cover your tracks. Cover your tracks. And I realized I have not covered my tracks. I realized that I went in too foolishly in the name of care, love, and understanding. I will do it beyond imagination, thinking that the person I'm doing it for is like me. Look, hear me. The right to talk is yours, but think before you talk. Don't talk whilst you are thinking. Look, think before you talk. Talk before you think. Think whilst you are talking. The best one is think before you talk. Don't think whilst you are talking. Because there are things that when you lose, you can't get them again. And I've learned a lot of lessons. There are people who are living with us, they are around us, they've lost us, but they're still around us because we can't get them out of our way. Oh, yes. There are people, I'm keeping them because I can't get rid of them. Because I gave them my trade secret. And when I get rid of them, my business will collapse. If you find a woman who can share with a fellow woman, then the other person comes to you and say, hey, show you. Now get on what they train primacy or the new summer shell, not just open. Yes, it's a good information, isn't it? But the one who came to tell you and the one who went to tell her, both of them are two enemies. Look, if your wife can have a conversation with your side chick and refuse to react, be careful when you're eating your food. Well, it's better we go to 10K because nobody's sharing. And this attitude of ours is not nice. I repeat, if your wife can confront your side chick, have a conversation with your side chick, or sit your baby mama down and talk and come back home without addressing the issue she has had, be careful when you're eating your food because she can poison you. Many years ago, in one of the African countries, a pathology report was circulating and walking around. And the report was that a certain doctor found out that most of the men that died and were doing autopsy of them, majority of his autopsy report reflected digestional issues, perforation of intestines, rotting intestines, with a particular chemical that they don't see, but it was powdered. According to the man who did the research, he took most samples and realized that they are granulated bottles. Then in that report, he came to conclusion that there were some wives that unknowingly are destroying the intestines of their husband unknowingly, because they may have spoken to somebody about their pain and the person promised to help them, but the person didn't tell them the help, but they gave them powdered, grounded bottles. And the final part of the report was that it was an education they were giving to men, that those of us who enjoy pouring salt direct on the food we eat, we are the victims of these granulated bottles. Some women too are in the know that they are giving this slow but sure poison to their husbands. Because I heard a statement somewhere, I read it, but I don't know who said it, that when you divorce your husband, you are giving part of his properties. But when your husband dies and makes you a widow, you become the full custodian of the estates and the properties left behind, holding in trust even for your children. So between the two, for you to go through divorce and battle with your husband in court, for you to be giving just a portion, why won't you pray to be a widow so that you are giving everything than half of it? So yes, people can poison people to die, so they become widows and take properties. But hear this. These things happen to us in our relationship, in our marriages, in our relationship with friends, and we don't take it serious. I want to encourage all of us watching me this evening that never have the feel of the sense of entitlement. You don't deserve what I'm giving you. Oh, you are my wife, but you don't deserve what I'm giving you. Because listen, the conventional things that are added to the marriage, the conventional things that have become part of what we need to provide in the marriage, they're just conventions. They're not part of the packages of marriages. So when you find your spouse doing those things for you, make sure you learn how to show gratitude. Be grateful and show gratitude. Because it is your gratitude that will lead you to your altitude. And at your altitude, you will be able to find your connection. And when you are connected well, you can go for your connection. I'm repeating this thing because there are too many ungrateful spouses. Husbands have been ungrateful. Wives have become ungrateful. And I asked a question since last week. Why are most rich men in court for divorce? And why are most poor men struggling to also become rich? For what? Is it not good to be rich? It is good to be rich. But I want to pray that any man watching me become rich, not in marriage, before marriage, or out of marriage. Yes. Majority of you will see that I've just been quiet. Sincerely, when it comes to the court's vivid ruling of Nikwe and Joanna. Because I've also known women who engaged men when they had nothing and they are quiet. I respect them, but I fear them. Listen, until your wife is angry and she doesn't think before talking, you won't know where you are. Until your husband is angry and doesn't think before talking, you won't know where you are. Hear me. If I have an accident on the way and my car crash, and my wife tells me that I had a dream about this accident, but because you don't believe in my dream, I didn't share with you. I see her as my wife. However, she doesn't wish me well. Hear me. This thing called marriage is not a lifesaver. It's a killer. What I say, guys. Look, I want to encourage every man. Desire to be a husband, not a man. But never venture to be a husband if you are not settled as a man. Refuse any support from a woman who wants to make you a man so you become a husband. Refuse. The word is refuse. Because the support of every woman that leads you into a wifeship will land you in divorce and in court. Divorce is not bad. Divorce is not bad. And the fact that one goes through divorce doesn't mean that they don't know marriage. Because like I tell you people every day, nobody knows marriage until you're married. And as a professional counselor, I don't know what makes marriage work, but I know what destroys marriage. One statement somebody made about a wife changed the mind of the man. Listen, the girls have a proverb. Akeko otele bulu jachun opaye sabna abna asiane sen ko tele bulu jachun apaye sabna.
Sao swa kwasia adeswa dije woso e bonje woso
Ubodje niso.
ubonje noso
Enti wo kunu aye kwasia a wa swada de sua no. Boje ne so. Odi kuro nie, odefo nie, otutu tata mi nko amede. Se menhia menyananka. Hey, we don't you be for abusua no mo. Mama wale ne mfi abusua mu anganka sese ma ya bo bi na baby. Hwese ma ho fa pie. Odefo me da why so wale ni. Na me hira. Ememe nyina mesua wo. Hey, enemy ni. Emi na me sorry no pa. Aye tiska hye me nsem ni. Enye ne dodo no. Basa akoma pampo a o sorry eyi bi ma me. Me da ase. And I say this every day. Be careful when you are reversing your thoughts for the good thing that your spouse have done for you. Look, women are good, but wives are bad. Abna, women are good, but wives are bad. Look, anytime you see a woman who has married before and is marrying again, ask her. And she will tell you, my first husband after all was not bad. Look, I have dealt with a lot of married relationship issues. I have heard women say a lot on platforms. Me de me kunu from a chia awade na gu. Enye manima. I hear them. I've also heard other women say that me de fa me hu from a chia. E wa na pe. Metna. But some of them, when it happened to them, they never recovered till today. Sorry. Why haven't they recovered? Because they didn't have somebody to advise them. So my question is, are you grateful for being a wife? Or you have regretted that you are no more a woman? I want to repeat myself. Women are very helpful. Wives are very harmful. Ajay Zinibi. Women are very, very helpful. Wives are harmful. Counselor, don't do that. Say some wives. It's difficult to say some wives. Every woman is helpful. So I'm trying to understand when God said that it is not good for a man to be alone, I'll make for him a helper suitable. If God could have brought Eve in the life of Adam not as a wife, they could have not missed the garden. There are men today who have been able to make properties because of side chicks. Oh yes. There are men today whose peace of mind is centered on side chicks. There was a message that was preached on Sunday in my church, and Prof made a statement. It was very deep. He said there are two women. A man would decide to rent a house for one in Kaswa and would decide to buy a house for another in UK. a husband will decide to buy a house for a side chick in Trasaco and build a nice house to live with the wife in Kaswa. Does it make the man evil? Does it make the man insensitive? Abraham gave you the interpretation. Court tele bulu jatui o palace abna. Se wo swa kwasia adeswa ye born semrani. The equality mentality of wives is entering into side chicks. Hear me. What for you? Helpers are scarce. Helpers are scarce. So when you get a helper in your life, be careful not to lose that helper. Because you see, unfortunately for us, most women who become wife tend to arrive at a sense of entitlement. Why are all the rich in court and the poor rushing to be rich? Never struggle with your wife. Never struggle with your wife to make it. Never. Look, no wise man will call the wife to join him to the house of the helper to go and say thank you. It's only a wise husband who will call the wife to join him to go and say thank you to the helper. I am not, the things I'm saying, I can't force them on you. But if you are a man who is trying to make it in life and somebody gives you money because you needed money to pay your children's fees, don't call the person on phone and say, oh, that's way there. My wife for her, but see, that was it. What you off? What Jimmy off? Or baby, who hear moon, or yiri be a who hear mukafra, or yiri be a who hear moon. A sorry bay, dear. Oh, boo, that was it. See me. Baby, be our wale. Dear, I disrespect. The first thing that kills a husband is disrespect. The second thing that kills a husband is disrespect. And the third thing that kills a husband is disrespect. But I'm saying this. Don't rush to be rich as a husband. Maybe, just maybe, it's better for you to continue living in that slum area with your wife and children than to rush and come and buy a house in town. Look, the village part you are living in Canada is better than coming to the Ontario area where it's expensive. It's good to be in the other areas and other states than to rush to New York. Oh, the future of the children is more important to me because the children must have a better place to live and blah, 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 blah. I hear it. But I'm saying that per what is going on, what are going on, and what will go on, some lessons being learned by me is that I don't understand why the rich men are in court divorcing. When they were poor, nobody attempted divorce. I'll go to my mother's house. Never happens when a man is poor. But when a man marries a woman who helps, look, a helping woman is a woman who doesn't talk. But like I always say with the example, when a wife goes to give a testimony in church because your daughter has graduated from the university, the content of the testimony will make you useless forever in the church or make you useful forever in the church. The Bible says that a virtuous wife, a husband, will be respected at the city gate with the elders. Anytime he sits, not when he stands. So when your husband's mouth smells, or the armpit smells, or is not dressing well as a husband, the shame and disgrace is not on him, it's on you. And I know you can be on fat. You're right. You're not lying. But it's your shame. It's your disgrace. It's your shame. My grandmother told me something some time ago. And what my grandmother said was that if you have a house help, never allow others to identify her by dressing when you go out with the children and your wife. And I said, why, Grandma? It said the look of your house help tells your house. Many years ago. And most of us have forgotten that the first role model for our children are our house helps. We don't know. No, we don't know. The first role model for your children are your house helps. So the way your house help look has an adverse effect on your children. Watch it here. If the armpit of your house help smells, easy for your children to begin to smell because they'll be used to her smell as she's used to her smell. You think it's normal? Your children are eating in broken plates and your house help is eating in plastic plates. Yes, she's a house help. But when we step out of the house, we are not in the house, so she's not helping outside there. She's part of the family. But when we come home, she's a help. Marriage is a deadly weapon that God gave to us. God gave us marriage so he can continue his procreation. But unfortunately for us, we are not able to manage it well. Why are all the rich men in courts? And why are the poor men fighting to become rich as husbands? And I'm talking about rich husbands, not normal men. I'm talking about husbands who are in court for divorce. No. Where's Abner? Come to think of it. Abner, I want to ask a question. Come to think of it. When a woman is not caught, but when it's found out that a woman's children are not for the man, everybody comes around to say it's not her fault. It happens. It's a mistake, and you should learn to understand. She was helping the man. Nobody comes to insult the woman. Nobody comes to say anything bad to the woman. They will encourage the man to understand that it's a mistake. I remember the story of Udate Lamte and Gloria. Remember the way the media managed it. To the extent that Udate Lamte even came to cry on set. The last time I saw him and his children. And somebody wrote under the video loosely, "Are you sure these ones two are yours?" Because he has posted it. But if Udate didn't post anything, who will write anything there? That is why I say, let people see what you want them to see, so they can say what they want to say. What you don't want them to see, don't let them see. You are going out with somebody's husband. Yes, you are going out with somebody's husband. You know, and it's the person's birthday. What happened? You want to post the person, and the person is saying, "Don't post me. Let's keep it coded." Hey, you don't understand. Where you live is not where you desire to live, and your pride. So your friends want to go and know your house. Don't take them there. Wait until you live in the right place before you take them to your house. Obi, I don't feel shy where I am. After all, it's just the beginning. Forget it. Not everybody must know your beginning. When you are sick and they say the office people want to come and visit you at home, tell them you have traveled. Or go on admission so that they come and visit you at the hospital. When they come to your house to visit you at where you are living because you are sick. Yes, sir. Their mind will not be on your health. Their mind will be on where you live. And the shepherd not even how now if you put nearby the blessing card na yede ban a senior nanti we are dear power and now fina bed you man why are you me and can get you remember once a week oh yeah hat on a mo share now when you got a can you create me oh hey as if say omo di wudin komo yesrew. The next time the obet tia foul ebeya wo ya na wan na ni won ba me so ya le na abusuafo se ye besra wo a enye obi a na se ba ofie nya yaresa ka che won se watu kwan because hello counselor enye obi a na se ni baby me ba 1 minute enye obi a na se ni baby a wo what about TikTok live yen chiro baby a wo frefi yen chiro baby a wo te Obaya, I'm connecting with you from Ethiopia, London. I am right now speaking from London. What did I say that baffles your mind? You can put a question there, I'll answer you. Not everybody must know where you're connecting from. Not everybody must have details. And I'm a tia cram in the of Japan at the end of the day. That is anything. And I said, people come here, they want to share Mikun and blah 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 blah. And all I tell them is, Sister Mayan Casa with Chilo. Come on, tia see. Me say, no man who wants to be a husband should agree to be a husband when you are poor. No matter how much your wife has, and wants to help you so you become a husband, refuse it. Wait until you are rich. Look, if any lady wants to help you, not because they want you to be a husband, take the help. But if they want to help you to be a husband, refuse the help. Abna, I'm waiting for you. You are back. Will you go again?
Oh, no.
We'll ask first question. You didn't answer. And then somebody wanted to ask. My question was that Abna. But you obi kaso because I remember one I may train moderator because me to me I don't know ya obeboa me na ya moderate nti waba dey wait ma wama kasa me ba answer. My question is simple. Abna video bi picture me hu here abaya bi ko wure nsuo bi mu na crocodile eba ba wi no o dwane na crocodile ni gini ntom ono so nhwehwe wase but or for so say me ma crocodile ni wron to man say mkrofo gu ho na question is say when giant to many mu a crocodile ni be twe ne ntoma ni nyaawe o giant to many mu so a ni pokua na yase ebegu amobi ahu se o ye naked ibisa se
Crocodile no to me no
entumi e di ibisa se on giant mani ma crocodile no na amanfo hu na dejam ana ofa ntomani ono ni ntomani na ma crocodile na won. Which one do you think is the best advice?
also saving a life.
Until what naked
nakedness, but nakedness also. We are uncle counselor, yes, counsel.
Say, or then in training before I want him. Obi e ho awie.
So that didn't
and to be ya dia dia age won kwa se mehu enu asimpo ana ene sa.
I say maybe some way they critical moment to be anything I do or share a critical point. What I say, and now who on be I told didn't come here and waiting now vessel. No.
Eti ye kasa esi adwin ase na kasa na ye kasa wi ase na adwin ana ye kasa na ye adwin.
Oh that so be there if you are maybe there was so dream say oh asema making like we could then it's so be the person to dream we as I if you are not.
And to be bien and no bisa on kwasa sama ni na ye yi ano ama kwasa se bi wo ye yi ano.
If you are ye ano we din ahwe papo. Any say ni na we so ye.
Well abna won say ye won profo be biri omo kam ya menka. Oni ta men kom back mi suro omo. But me nyo one nante da amo information da me information na me de ma won any public. Unfortunately omo de omo bi bia wa public and to be can enye news enye history but media no be can history.
History.
And before the nada and go we be him say wedding but when him say wedding etimidi ni nti me mpaso be kenti o kamea me nkasa esan microphone say me nsume dina me na be affecting but no dey obi anim say na ya see e tontro obi edi. So me enti eni say ni suro but information bi a e wo no ho a e conversation bi a ye nya ye ntini o kasa ma ye di. Abrabo na ye bo na bra obi a ne kasa otumi record obi a onye nipa ne ne.
Enyo. Da bi sa tene de enye. No be kasa na recording na enye.
Sanso no obi obetumi bebo obi recording kire wo nso no ono so on self fatase ye ne nam.
So ya.
Ti say na council kan ye no me recording se na be ya bo se no kure no obebo a kire me. Why are there so obebo a kire me die? Me fa futu afimu die. But I don't deserve to be around you again.
Say me na obebo kire me, say me mention who ye won. Also, the new baby.
It is then no kind also can then no cast a dang as no can we. A bimbo what you is son say. Obi can see me chrewo anyone ne. Abra, me see they are side chicks that have become confidants of a certain husbands. They should be careful that you don't lose. Those men will never be. And look, and when people keep their confidence with you, it's difficult for you to become their wives. No, they can't. You can't become their wife. You will remain as a side chick. But why do you want to become their wives? Gratitude leads you to an altitude, and once you find yourself at the altitude, it gives you clearance to have certain connections, and out of the connections you are able to have your collection. His Excellency the President of the Republic of Ghana will be passing through a crowd. When the security are pushing, then he will stand and talk to certain people in the crowd because they have a relationship. Why are we rushing to court? Why? Why are all the poor men who didn't have, still married? And when they agreed themselves to become rich, it affects their marriages. Why? Why can't a poor man who has become rich maintain marriage? Is it true that when a husband dies, you get more than when you go for divorce? So why are some waiting for death so they will take all the property? Abraham, it's better we think before we talk, and don't think whilst you are talking. So the woman who spoke to the pastor and called the pastor is an armed robber and a thief like the elders, whose video is trending. Somebody should tell her that she's done well. But who was she speaking for? Maybe she's not at fault, but the video will be long. But whoever took that small post is what is causing her. Let's show gratitude in marriage. Let's show gratitude in marriage. So Abner says, life is important. So this lady must go naked. Give the cloth to the crocodile and come and explain yourself to the public. That is Abner's answer. I'll come with my answer.
I'm saying, "Obi person kasa. Actually, it's not kasa. Joe, Nino. Reverend Councillor Newton. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Reverend.
Good afternoon, sir.
So first and foremost, so question. Life today, so how would you can save your life first? Maybe you save your life first before other matters. So I believe so. And tomorrow, the contest now can. But we have a intention as well. You must say or done one. But the Mabana, on your keep quiet. On your go down for. Maybe Obama tomorrow, Akona was saving a life. Then secondly, Oka said, why are rich men even divorced? Reverend, we all do respect. So I know you must struggle. I'm a doing example. Must struggle. God has blessed you when you scar. Also, no, I cannot worship the God that I'm worshiping for the rest of my life. I'll go and worship another God, meaning work of another Oba. I believe they want you to abandon faith. The appropriate measures. Muslim for the religious aspect. Muslim for when I Christian to say, it's all over. And that's all about now. Come when you so you think about my culture down with you. I don't think that good to see about faith. The appropriate measures no other pastor. I think that on your body. When you are in the divorce, they walk away. But the only day, they only know once. And you are with us.
I've been to that. And then I've been to the home. Come on. Yes. Good evening.
I'm not really against side chick men married to 3 men, women. My concern is that men wow my own building empire. The winner sika, what they are power about. The name is Shao. As an old sika, and our worry me, and I may enjoy it. So we decided so for family. I personally did not help you build that empire. Into men of over 20 grams. As long as I'm comfortable, I don't mind. But me mean sweaty. That me mean suffer. That if you can say the same, don't move it. When I'm helpful, I'm going to be a now so quite confirm and any emission committee move back. Any that's our awareness. Because I think it's very unfair what men do to women. They bet one more if you baby are. Don't say or bounce one. So by a human being be prayer. Now I go. Now you're more quiet time. They won't cry if you do. But you can, as you're getting older, I'm how you guys are making more sense. Yeah. I can attest to that because I'm married. Me, my own force is here. Then me show you who I will compared to before I got married. There's a lot of difference. But as we're getting older, my husband is even really looking more handsome. And okay, any young woman, grandpa, being. But the point is, to me help when I'm build you. Don't move your move up on the driver. That's a sign of the near cost now. A man if one man to stage, you are not holding on your child. A man said, if I want you, the better you want to me, I should put you. You shouldn't do the union to me. The mamma will do a piano to go. If I'm good enough to you. Now, move my that I got talk my side. You will not even complain anymore. You guys carry on. You better more. I did bet you no more. Simple. Now you shop up our room from. Take a job at because you know what's not simple for now. Not in giant number basis. That's why it will keep happening. The war. Men will not go to divorce court anymore. Hey, they know they are not feel. They never want you on the other. It's more they are giving to your money to more. If you guys have to be very careful. It's money of many money or Ghana in Casa. And I say, lawmakers in Casa. Because it will only create this kind of thing. And I will come also to grandpa who person who sorry, or die was. And this what you don't know what will make up. I'm a woman, so I know exactly what I'm talking about. It's the other man, I am a more. So when you know about washing with me, I am a more. Or bad bits my your money. As I ask where say you're in the year, then the mind to me. You're drama queens. If you guys don't know, maybe say, as I know, because the meeting news, then it be a bit marrying. That's how wicked women are. It's a you have come near one in the end, which that baby. Yeah. Yeah, moon job would be a yellow. Then that's mamma of us, I chicken. I am one of my own build this iron fire. That would be a good to like trash. You know, it's one hour, baby. Tell me my womb, who be at the bed. Who could be back to my other? It's as simple as that. Now they see a record because we're tired of the injustice. Chena, why won't we yes is here? Me the name will be a new one was like saying, but we can all can see what's happening. My men, well, since you guys were in secondary school, some one building were empire by now. So when the one from us all it's okay. I mean, no one is forcing you to be in the marriage or not to on yeah. It's okay. No one is forcing them to be together. But give her what is needed, what she deserves. Now, me first coming come out of powerful frag. One on one goes you, one pump. It's energy. Me, I'm in the I've told you my plan. The no building with you, baby. Now, be a say, be cheating me. Now, be cheating. One touch, I'll give it to you. Simple. Why not? Baby, I feel no sort of animal who can do. If you are going to swap, that's the gun and who investigation.
It will copy the theatre, not some different people, a bush of penny, but this get Yama. Then I may you. We must have grandma, or bush of poor mouth. It's as simple as that. That's what you guys are teaching us now. And we're going to work with you guys and penny for no more Ghana, no more Shisha Sabra. Now, let me say something as well, Councillor. You know, the main son Americans are willing to wait, not buy one building with your own empire. No, my bad, my baby GP. They do baby, I'm the same name. And that's also people over. Yes, when I yell with you, I did not help you. You have the right to do what you think I deserve. But not when I have built with you. That's the difference. So what I said, answer. That's the you're not saying anything. Am I not making sense? That's am I not making sense? Or are you in shock or what?
No, I want you to finish talking, then I'll share my own.
That's what I'm saying. Say, tell me back to Tuna say go up a chain in the age. Now, okay, say don't give you now, so Jamie. Then me corners of the man, me want £1. Me, I don't mind. I mean, I know what I start the answer. No. If you who say a couple here, I'll send you to your maker very quickly. As simple as that.
So, like the two of them said, my question has always been, when a woman says, I helped you to become what you are, it really did. So if you listen to me from the beginning, I want to repeat. If you are poor, don't become a husband. And if you become a husband at poor stage, don't force to become rich. Simple. Because you see, the poor will not go to court for anything because there's nothing to be shared. The more you hear, I helped you make it, I helped you make it, it means you were nothing. I say, women who help men to make it don't look for anything. But wives who help husband to make it will always look for something.
I asked what you just said. Because one thing goes lots. Goes through a lot. Me, Counselor, if I'm going back as a young girl again, I don't think I'll marry. I'll just be a side chick. Because I'll get my bills paid. I'll get a house. Yeah, I will not get stressed. You know what women go through? Me, as I'm speaking to you now, I live in America. My husband is in Ghana. I've got 4 kids. I'm looking after those kids. I'm paying the mortgage. I'm looking after them. I work 24/7, 7 days a week. He's out there, over friend. Oh, we go program. Yes, sir. When are you coming? Oh, me business do Oba, tell all the mama $500. My bills every single month equate to $5,000. And you know what is it bringing on? Nothing. Now me to have a show for her. Now if you are business, I mean to have one. Yeah. And now, I helped you. I did help. I'm a mouth, I helped you. And I'm a mouth, access to school. And the friend is a master's. So I helped you. That's what I'm talking about. The men will be a side chick. I make side chick for my man. That's what you guys will do. My man. Side chick will not come for you because you're poor. Or be bad, be big, and you regard or before. It's your wives, no, then you're doing no. But you guys don't seem to understand, and it really, really hurts. We suffer a lot, though. They may tell them, say, 6-7 months, will be a family though. I'm sure someone will know, or you know, now, she may tell them, say, it's not easy for us. Now, you need help. It's a move, yeah. Yeah, I'm going to be here. Now, see, giant swap. Yeah, I'm going to say, I'm one of them. Because if black is not And so do we come swimming classes, who do we go football? We don't get help here. If you want to get a nanny, so be any way to your power. If we tell you guys that we have helped you, we build you up, we have. It's here, what's not some number one thing. Say if your wife is not paying this mortgage, I will figure out Baba Montana. Where would you see? It will be helping you guys build. It's a good idea that now, move for Daniel for my side chick was a church for sample. Now, mammy have blocks, they will baby. That's why side chick, we don't know what you know. Or also, be just movie for. And they are Montias here. And sometimes the men will say, I'm going to say, now you share, yeah. No one is kind of Obama now. It definitely is a genuine love. By the time I open your
sister, where the news has some Mr. With the Mr. Paul. Now, said, Bemen Nibi now, Oko Penny Soga Wine. A papa been iron and one on one bomb, so Mr.
No.
Now, Odonna Fidie, the year dear by the poison and nana.
There's a no, because of your donor beginning on the starting.
Odonna call.
Now we got a class. You understand?
Now, maybe so. Say, Bema any now open or whatever. When you be now, when you be.
If I do what I do now, I'm coming worried. It will be easier for you to just find a rich man because that is not worth it. Not one day, not one building. It's not worth it.
I didn't think I'll casa.
Because me personally, I've been examining. Me, my husband is a good personally. But solution yama air course or wanting yama out here. It's like Omunya beach now. Then they look back to say, Crown Puno, Onya the class.
Now, Miss Rose, sister, a man to me, one man, Momuye, but won't you walk who ye?
My husband tells me, I'll be very okay. Now, Mr. Professor, we share me with you. That's what I said. I'm very, if you're very calm, and my is your more, a bravo man, and you're on court,
now why the name court? Or Bevan and Nam court and not bad and Nam court. Now, Obano Copena or court. Obaba Niaburo. Obaba Niaburo. Obabi or court because
I'm talking about this new case. I'm talking about you that
exactly. What we normally have a social media.
Media said, Matthew, Richard made Joanna as some night ye uncommon. Judgment in a buyer. Judgment now, Bana, ye Naya TV. And said, a brody really knew on Sabbath and common winning and the other said, 50 million you buy beside ye. And a court granting a demand anchor, the yetity and a besantiana.
At the end,
I think 50 million was a lot, but the only man, so it doesn't make sense.
The guy can afford.
Hello. But I want to batch up. Now, me investor may call, but me besides something I say, is there an amount that a wife is giving can settle every pain she wants on earth?
To me, so pain.
Okay.
But let me give an example. If you have like let's say $5 million, yeah, $5 million, $1 million. I don't think it's
doesn't answer the question. Or see, can you bet me I'll kill it pay nana. To me,
it helps.
Okay.
Of course, to me it helps.
Over to me, how is it? And you know, I endure pain.
No. What I'm saying is, it helps. Say, at least I came out with something. I built with you and coming out.
So my question is, every time when wives say they build with husbands, and who asks you to marry a man without penny? My question is, they be able to say, I help you. Until I'm going to say, then maybe onya ne hono. Me more baby am wow and wallen in that because the that she may have.
Africa is society, no. Yeah, pushy a mad corner. I saw brown one say, I saw Bua Kunu.
Enya macho enya. O brown one say enya na. Maybe Srawo. Maybe so. Ama o brown one say Maukuna enya na.
Be who you are.
Yes, no way.
And then I can be who you are. And my society in chair will say we are banned.
Ama to was. Ama to was. Sadi ekasa yesu ya. Ama.
Sometimes you be go where you might feel collab for collab.
Abna, Ama. Muti mi bacho. My question is, ye waleo na eyire na obra o asia enya na. Na se wonye so me ba o. Onye wadwin so be bra o asia. Adeti na akọ wale.
Media me so me ma me submission we ye wo question ye me menu masem. Ti engo fo answer.
Hello?
Me say, oh, one person answer. Me the my dream, but different from their whole bisan. Where your person worry now, bisa me worry intimate me and me.
Do I be in the same?
Me my dream is say Africa, ye for so
and also near and also near hello, ama yama me ma on card yen no prayer. Africa be a force will be a say ye force ma Africa. There ama ye force will be our Africa. Ama ye sua de enti obi force or baby our Africa.
And ye force society look down onto a mabimo and our age and I won't need now me worry.
Ama enya Africa pe ama mesra enya Africa pe the whole world obia de ne babate no do nhwie bia oh you so wrong word obia force ba ukọ ba bia you remind know say when you our dey fie e with the whole world
more Africa I'm sorry, mama now mama. That's our papa no. Yeah, we need to push it. Then maybe this. That's our partner so show the picture also there. Who are you that? Who buy this mama?
Africa they are 4 hours.
A broadcast gonna making. Oh yeah. Me check because you remember I just for move here or move difference before.
On your papa,
and I said, oh, you run. Oh, why they but me,
And yes, yeah, we may show almost a woman is a woman, come. You will come when you are and me for so there's a man who has a picture of one day. To be in the view of what she said, so as a baby, what the book I
Abra.
Men are not mentioned my dreams, so my beside me.
Abra.
Question, no, beside me,
Abra, let's please can we moderate so that we can go, please.
Thank you. Me, my dear, me, say, Uber Africa. I said, would you age be now worry? I just say, I say, oh, yeah, I worry, and yet by force, and you'll be an worry because over worry, not over bread, over sofa, men worry. And then just a me your bar 80, as a medium, cinema bema on sweating. As a bema, oh, woman, I'm missing puno. The Obama movement. Me move because we are Bema and no traditional Adjuna never meme bittimu say me a Bema and so yes, now no more a mema bimu of these days or more behavior to say princess and man a frail princess or Bema we ahead now me away specific no be a can and I won't need. Shena worry. Nasa me worry a meaning in the best. You need not me worry, probably. Say, I worry and your mammy, and you said me worry because still I mean. Ain't me only say Africa for men may be more. Yet, whoa, ever bra only. Yes, ye poor, who kunu, or Babua kunu. And the yummy boy, say, a man the bay and I support you. And the acting man, man, and my yea. It's your benefit said, so buy your boy for the on your buy a warren. Ain't it? I might be better, I will say, buy it not so to wrap it up. Look, it's the American say, Ma, Mamma, one man, because over here you'll make jam. It's our whole and Sawapua or Bema, Midamasi. I shall do this. That's what they want to make it. What would you ever want here? Yes, to say, actually, to say about what Bema party. You could be a mammy because yes. But they say, as somewhere every year, you can from a party and to receive the next year. This is none of you. First, was not having a sir. And so then, Okasama won't away my mother with my first get back and some sending the Wadamana. My receipt because they went to fee. And then what that then I'm here to think about that number. Naturally, I can say future be as in people they said. Many people bread because since I wouldn't agree, a big project will feel also no kind. So already can be project. No, or for a country may be nothing or net or now, but you crown one inch. Not very well, but you know, who buy what's it you because we're looking for all. So now I say, okay, Yami Pascal this year. Now, for we are what one like the cat said, one hour to one, and 1 hour man. Now, be a maybe over here, but only over 3 or bad pro, you know, or for me, Bema baby over the number. Nothing be said, be in chain. Now, a one woman, and I saw the crowd of the man. So, this is a party, you didn't take one Bema, and I said, woman, Bema be free if you're Nabana. If me, the Papa, you know, but who can come and come best 1 year.
You will chroma on America. And so no, or I'm saying no need a medical common. It's so worried. Or so whatever you feel to be pensa. So, my country wouldn't obey a temporary. It is all people who may hour. Because it's a person, we ain't going to go noon. So, it's not to say my affair of one drink. The affair of one drink. You come out and my empire come out. It's I'm not one day. I'm not saying me, my family wanted me, my family wanted. I'm saying, I've been to so many platforms, many mammy being cool. The mammy platform wanted, one. And mammy, let's say, the mini will be organizer and fears a man on the water. Maybe recruit you no matter what you. You know, Brahma, and more Brahma.
Sister Macho, so baby boy, I didn't know how it.
Councillor, you know what question and can you be something in our mouth for?
Debbie,
You're single now.
That's what. No. Actually, say the opposite. You're not understanding them. Experience that can be our year, a man and our yes. And yes, or bad what Bema or Bema so what or bar. Our was here. Yeah. Hello. This is the next Thursday.
Oh, the network name. Oh, Nana.
Yeah. But up here, in the while we know better, get to us.
Oh, that's all. I'm having a song.
And it's when you're better to us. When you're much more was it. Now, when you must have one couple. No one said, woman, position. So, you know, there's a lot to was it. No one for the now. No one for who was Mama City one. No better was who and we are the full. Your background, one to us, and also you are some full. It is only maybe a singer. So we know our name, our year, our year. Sunny many as a winner. One is a woman grace. One is a mobile. But Sunny many as a way of our name. They are now Cassayet, and I said you wouldn't be a warrior. And no ever or Barnes is from within him up. It's your first year to our year, the winner to a 2 hours massive. More better, Sunny many and said, Joker, yeah. It's my
But don't you give me some years, and I that's what I mean. So I say,
yes.
You can tell so when you are Arabian or a partnership.
And you want to and you want to
I'm a Miss Manica.
Our
Thank you, brother.
All right, Lee.
Yeah.
Lee, yeah, boy.
Maybe I show me the sleep. So I think it's not white, like white people. I think it's not to say black for
Ewo point ben so back.
like worry I said them
some from much oh, my crown on could chase Canoma. Why go in but so
say Berman, now,
oh, my God, said them, if I see money now.
Jiba Mamo's own cabin and combat.
Baby. When you go down, we will be down. I didn't let it happen in Chelsea. Oh, I'm reaching them over grandmother one back. That's the be a man. They are running the fear. What to now, some running a proper. What to now running to them? Oh, do I know what you're running at?
When they are collaborating, question who does it, and yet answer no their money or say, I didn't know.
Auntie Lee, may you ask them now? Nana, my uncle.
That's I won't appreciate to answer that question.
Nana, my uncle. But your Casabi uncle.
Otherwise, but also when they don't want to because I maybe your blood clot. I didn't ask him so it's only the first one I want to ask you to like connect the IP. You know, and then put the suspect mechanisms really yes or not. You respect the idea the same but to do that I saw it this is the need. They will have people on top of that. So the wrong is short and because when you get to step and you talk very much, you will come out and be like, oh, I said, I'm not watching a mission. So, me, the member is your mother. You are not ready for marriage. So, let me know what we are going to some young children and I want to. So that is the difference. Because I believe in so on you're responsible for one action. Really the responsible for one action. Then not which found process and none of this story I was idea. Even though it's a no come and tell Bruni said now we reach and coach it I don't go now. You tell us you can't do this with a black man. So the unfortunate is very realistic. I'm not going to man and when you need to be able to take and win. And yes, I'm at work. When I'm there, what's the also not this story for years? We are the young. Then I'm here. Now, the way of people so you can bet you that. That is the desire. That's all. We must have a
That's it. There we go. That's it. Lee, as my beside maybe say what you say, any sanity. May your program be with US on paternity fraud. Now, ever shock will say, and Colombia the 35, 40. I feel no mamma no bepe on papa no quite actually over quite. Now you remember best at 12, it mean back. Or bar and your money a die. Ye the omoba will be any kunya on an hour, but on anything. Tea. Ye problem, they say. You're washing and dirty linen in public. That is why we are a third world country. Menokasi,
What check the number of minutes they see a gunshot or war see America and see what guns. I hear your report. Accident do a siwa man and yet be in South Africa. And prefer a form we didn't know Mukurume a dog to send the apostle out. All dogs to send sister. So what the me koya me first 3 months course I'm in bank and me Ghana ma omo di omo papa. Obey now, I'm a DNA. Yaya DNA. Ewo and member back 6. I don't know not at the same time. Back put me home. I have plan. You beside us, I think all Kai said. After we mono sad day now, or the fufu be so sandai, or the copper up and a DNA. Oba won tafo and tafo. Papa say a year say back on Yanadia, Yabe and Tafo Munu no go for Munu and share and insane. A Yeni Kun cheap back on not to feel back on the net. And yet Ghana. By Yang and Yang Yasem. Yang and Yajawa do go too. Yang Yamu Fitasa or Yankopon. Ghana ha, and member here na what to say. I want you to try more you go free the more or my catastrophe. And member here, and then you you know bonnet to form your one shower my D. That's a bro forward the day our part. Omonia Busion, a brofonia Busia. Abrofonia Busion, Yaya Busia. Now, dear Tia, Yaya, me say, your what if you are what yenti? A sebusia, nay a free Busia, Kunyanian cat manaboto, Yamumbra. And yet, be near a buyer catcher and say, on the Ufana China, no way Japadia. Oh, a great Mokumu, no one near the Japadian one. And what other as me a woman. Na sene, I must say, or no dear, our dear and validating, and yet this one, and yet the fault, and mammy fault. As I say, and Titian ye, na and Tiasia, my who saw what dear woman for so. Now who say, oh, boy, and ye mum, bema, bear, ye my yelling kuma. Or being Cassamin, I'm a boy, my would ye. Na bema yeni so ya wale ndi akogite woni msini ya yedi ya ade na wanyama wandi bema ni wosika yedi na ko court yesi o ma 20 million osi o nibi o ma 5 million yesi o mbu oba no yeni na yeni so wosika awo he yeni so wosika wo he Yenim so sika ewo
li menko li braba li ye bra li menko braba
yenim so o sika wo he ina ye mo meme bio oba bia wo de boa be mo fa boa wo ho ebe ya boa papa boa wo nya be ma isa se team you boa nya be ma sister you oka say o se wo ma 4 na nkwala 4 ni kunu te Ghana and almost spending 5,000 a month as mortgage payment. Now, Otia, I don't know. Stop it there. What them when I high dine, Etia dine car. Now we'll see what. Oh, yeah, them. And I sit down or gun into me, I'm on I mean, Bibiana, or him not go for be pa, like a baby, a baby with their sister. But still die. Send I read this year, our dear to democracy, and any and neck. Me say, bɛrima bi a wotie me, woyɛ ohiani a mɛnwale. Wowale nso na yɛ ohiani a mɛnyɛ sika ta bi awale no. Ama se yɛ de obuo kɔyɛ de wawade mu. Tie me. Eba awade a respect is not reciprocal. Love is not reciprocal. Ɛyɛ one way. Ɛyɛ one way. Na menti ase o. Ɛna mabua o. Ɛna mabua o. Den kura na ma yɛ de one mema. Owu a ɛyɛ mmoa. Adenti ne ɛbɔ. Adenti ɛne ɛbɔ. When beside the idea about one, why were you created? Why were you not created a man? Why did you come as a woman? So if your creation mandate is to give birth, why is giving birth a help to a man? I don't understand. If a mobile phone is meant to make calls, when a mobile phone is making calls, why does the mobile phone say that, see, I'm helping you? What was your reason for manufacturing? Is it not for phone calls? So where are we helping men? So are we going to get to a point where we make sure that we marry women who have not been to school before, we marry women who don't have certificate, we marry women who don't have first degree, we marry women who don't have masters, and they get masters in the marriage, they get first PhD in the marriage, they get degrees in the marriage? Do we say we've helped them? Where are we? Where women are buying for us and keeping the receipt in iCloud? For what? Oh, then you are saying that we'll grow and the children will go and we left with the two of us. Can we live together? Can we live together? I mean, I don't have a problem. But if your wife, an ex-wife, can demand from the father of the children a certain amount of money before she will leave the marriage, if an ex-wife who took marriage to court can demand a certain type of building before she will leave, when did she take this decision? Well, here in this country, and it's an open secret. When Odate Lamte's wife, he found out that the wife's children were not his, the wife still demanded a certain type of a house. No woman said what she did was wrong. Was his women and children. In marriage, those who are suffering are we, the husbands. Men don't suffer. I repeat, men don't suffer. It's only husband that suffers in marriage. And I'm saying that when a man is living with a woman, he will be better than when a husband is living with a wife. Majority of men who are husbands today are married to wives instead of wives. What is there to be lost? What is lost? So that a woman can be angry to the extent of destroying the man she has lived with as a husband. The capital you have for business, why did you invest into the marriage if the marriage was nothing? Why did you buy your own cloth for the man to marry you? Why did you buy your own ring for the man to wear for you? Why did you pay for the reception? Why did you go to Dubai for wedding reception, which is not the man's money? Why did you pay for the rent for the man to live in with you? Why? Is it love? No, it's an investment. That is why you are in court. It's not love, it's investment. And whoever invests should count risk as part of the investment. And the higher your investment, the higher your risk. Our problem is that we are not raising our children well. It's parenting. It's bad parenting. One woman said that the sons, she's 59 or 65 or something. And she has a lot of sons in the house. And the son wants to come back to Ghana or to Africa to come and marry. And she's refusing the son from coming to pick any child from Africa to marry, but want the child to have a son, a wife in Europe to marry. Go ahead. Go ahead, you are not wrong. Why? Because you are a bad woman or your husband is a bad man. So in Africa, there are no good people here. Is that what it means? Because if your husband has lived with you to produce sons and daughters who are qualified to marry, and today you cannot give them the encouragement to come back home to marry from their hometown, but you are insisting that you marry in Europe because there's nothing good back home. Are you good? Is their father good? Why is cheating the biggest pain for women who are wives? But having a child with another man after a DNA result a man has found out is not deadly to a man. This thing called marriage, may I advise every man watching, if you are poor, don't marry. And my poverty level is, you can't feed yourself 3 times plus snack. You cannot rent a befitting house that can keep 2 people. You cannot pay for rent. You can't pay for utilities. I mean, you don't have what it takes to run a home. Please don't marry. Any woman who comes into your life when you are poor to assist you to marry them, it's not love, because no woman can love a man. Hear me. When your wife is angry, pay attention to the detail of the words she speaks. Men are suffering. Men are vulnerable. It's difficult. It's very difficult. And no matter what happens, we'll still marry. Why? Because it's only fools who don't change their mind. Are we here for properties? Is that all we're here for? We're not here for excitement. We're not here for validation. When Eve came, he came to meet Adam in the garden. She didn't like the garden, so she forced Adam to leave the garden. That's what happened. Why are we not raising our children with the mentality of polygamy? Why is cheating the biggest thing that happens to every wife? But when a DNA results comes up and a wife has gone for a child that is not for a husband, everybody says, Nyabutre, including myself. Friends, marriage is good. But nobody knows marriage. Even me, I don't know marriage. But when you decide to be a wife, yes, when you decide to be a husband, remember that, come here, husbands and wives are not the same like men and women. Come and have a seat, don't worry. Do you understand? Once you make a decision to be a wife, remember you're no more a woman. And once you make a decision to be a husband, remember you're no more a man. The duties of husbands are not the same like the duties of wives. And remember every day that there will be ex-husbands, there will be ex-wife, but there will be ex-children. So the fact that we are divorcing today, we should be careful, because our children will still be our children. So if you destroy their mother, you destroy their father, hoping that they will live to understand what you've done to their father or what you've done to their mother. One day, posterity will judge you. Marriage is good. And if you think marriage is an investment, I agree with you. That is why you bought the clothes yourself. That is why you bought the rings yourself. That is why you paid for the mortgage yourself, because you think it's an investment. And once you think it's an investment, then remember that the turnover will be high risk. You can lose all or you can gain all. If you grow to a certain age and you don't desire to marry, we'll call your parents witches and wizards because they didn't help you to understand what marriage is. If your father was not able to marry your mother well, it doesn't mean that marriage is not in your family, because you're not going to marry your father. Let's learn. And my issue is, be careful what you say. Because marriage is good. But never marry as a poor man who wants to be a husband. Be a husband because you can provide shelter, you can provide feeding, you can provide security, and you are capable of running your home. Those of us that our wives are in Abruchi, we know how expensive it is to go and visit our wives. So when we see we cannot go and pay, we cannot pay our wives visits every month, they should come back to join us in Ghana. But once your wife insists that I'm here, this is what I want to do to fulfill my personal happiness, then let her enjoy, and you too enjoy, but keep the marriage. But if your wife will stay, my wife will stay in America, will complain, I miss you so much, and I don't know when you are coming, I don't know what you are doing in Ghana, I don't have money to buy tickets. When I get the money, I'll come. Listen, this thing called marriage, the curses in it are more than the blessings. Why? Because when God thought that the loneliness of Adam was to make an Eve for him, the concentration of Eve was on the tree that was not supposed to be eaten, and not the man who has gone to look for food. If you desire to marry, you've done a good thing. If you don't have taste for marriage, would you check your mother and father? They didn't help you. I repeat, if you are a man watching me today, any woman that comes your way to help you to marry her, run away, because when you get what it takes, it will end in court. And I believe that when we go to court, the court will investigate my income, my profits, or my income. And based on my income, I'll be fine. Not based on my investment. So I have $100,000 investment, and my profit out of the $100,000 investment is $10,000. If you are taking 40% of my money to be given to my ex-wife, they won't go for the 100,000, because the 100,000 is my business money. It's my capital. My income is 10,000. So my 40% of 10,000 is what we give it. So if my wife, my ex-wife, demands my 100,000 because my ex-wife knows that I have 100,000 as a capital, then she wants me down. How do I take up the children we are leaving behind? Because there can be an ex-wife, but there's no ex-children. Listen, in a time of marriage confusion and conflict, listen to what your husband says and listen to what your wife says. Far back in the year 1999, an incident happened between a husband and a wife. In 2024, when they have problem they were dealing with, the woman was able to bring out an evidence of a thing that happened in 1999. The man apologized in 1999, compensated in 1999, but in 2024, the woman brought it back. The man apologized again and said, I will marry again. We were here on social media when a first Santua came to make the noise that he will marry again, shared her side of the story. The first time we heard from her husband, after all that Efia Santua said, the husband said there was no trouble. Everything is okay. That was the only thing the man said. Today, as I speak, I see a video that is showing Efia Santua and the husband. Hear me. Remember my statement. Learn to say to people what you want them to hear. Refuse to tell them what you don't want them to know. Whatever you say today may come a long way to eat you up. The things in the anger, in the fury of Efia Santua that she said about this husband of hers, who will be surprised in future if their marriage collapses. You build a house, you didn't put my name on it, you are going to seek for asylum with all these things. You said it in the algorithm because you're angry. May I come back to repeat myself. Hear me again. Think before you talk. Don't talk before thinking. Number 2, don't talk whilst you are thinking. 3, think before you talk. Don't talk before thinking. And don't think whilst you are talking. They are not the same. Look, it's not everybody must know where you live. It's not everybody you should bring to your house. Even in the office when you are sick. In the office when you are sick and they want to visit you, refuse them to come and visit you. Tell them you've traveled. Because I said it's not everybody that comes to your house because you are sick. Some have been waiting for to know how your house looks, what chairs are you sitting on, how your kitchen is, how your toilet is, what is happening, the road to your house, where you live, the community you live in, just to make sure that one day they will tell you what nobody knows. This life is not just today. I want to repeat again. Anybody that can record you is not worth sharing with. And anybody that can record somebody to play to you is not worth sharing. So if your wife is waiting for a record to use against you in court, if your husband is waiting for a record to use against you in court, remember, they are not in marriage. They are in an investment. Well, I'll take the last person here. And Abna will read my story for today. Please go ahead. I'm listening to you. Abna, oh.
Your problem kakra with the say about the cheating husband. My husband, me na worry for almost 12 years. Na me koche abai with you on it.
Me bao, Queen.
That's I am fan
Queen, Miss Rawu. Queen. Ube pesa ye ni no pay be kan, and now can be.
Oh, okay. Not the idea, share idea. What?
On say, Ube share idea na aka say obi kunu. Na aka say me kunu me husband go. When assembly say, nti me boy kamen kwanka. E kamen kwanka jina na me mbo awati o say metuma bo ba nko na e be di busuan bi fi. E be di cheating hu ko. Ba jina ma no. Na ma ne 862 571. Enti e plus bi baby awo, ba baby awo bi a wo Ghana +1. Kurobi a was be a bruche number, and here +1 862 Kafra +1 862 571 39 50 50
okay.
+1 862 39 50. And they have counseling line. The here say call WhatsApp naka say I need counseling. Immediately, I be one near wow. And then I can about me say, tell people what you want them to know, and don't tell them what you don't want them to know. But that's so.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Abna, read the story for me. Over and continue. Abna Yanko.
Okay. Sorry for the day. Sorry. Counselor, please, I need help understanding my relationship issues.
And I've never kind letter and say I need help. There may be a Afromax Plus against your prostate health. Your prostate is very important. If you are in America, if you are in UK, if you are in Germany, and you are in Ghana, all you need is Afromax Plus. If you don't like my medicine, I still want you to go and check your PSA. Know the state of your prostate. The women are doing well with their breast cancer examination. Men, we are lacking behind. We are not doing well with our health. We are not doing well with our health. I want to encourage any man watching me. Go to your doctors and go and look and go and check your PSA, your prostate specific antigen, to know the state of your prostate. Whether you are growing it, you are enlarging it, or it is living normal. Remember, a stitch in time saves 9. If you know it earlier, you will never have it as cancerous. It's not about potency. It's about how long you can live on earth. Don't struggle and end up as a sick person. Prostate can give you a lot of complications, from waist pains, spinal injury, high BP, high cholesterol. Please, don't joke with your state of your prostate. Go and check. And when you go, they say it's normal, order for Afromax Plus. When you go, it's a large, order for Afromax Plus. 862-215-2007 in America. Or better still, reach me on direct phone number 0277-609-644. 0277-609-644. Microphone Vice President. I know microphone president. I don't know the vice president. She's the lady who organized divorce party in the US. It was a nice party for divorce. Abnayego.
Sir, counselor.
Yeah.
Please, I need help understanding my relationship issues of why I betrayed the trust of my relationship with my girlfriend and cheated on her.
Okay.
I flirted, kissed her friend, looked at her friend inappropriately, and got naked around her a few times with my girlfriend around. And though I never touched her, I cheated multiple times with my girlfriend around and caused pain in our relationship. I loved her and I told her it wouldn't happen again. But it did, and I couldn't restrain myself around her friend. I need help to understand why I did these things to repair and fix my relationship. We have had a few couple therapy appointments, but it didn't work out. And my girlfriend does. I did not want these things to happen, but my girlfriend doesn't believe me. What's it?
Then it be Traquama.
Is there when we? I trust everyone who was saying, I still, oh, young wow, but sex. Tower, I also award the name and the tree are named GDS in the air possible. They sent the one in Plachi Bimuna. We're cheating on the girlfriend. Let's say we're kissing the girlfriend at down. Was actually the girlfriend at down for a kind of swap, maybe so channel. And I feel so. But what did you want a girlfriend at down for him now? Name one Sunny. I say name one Sunny. I say, come on, remember my question, and I'm a girlfriend and Ewo. But we're not also for a number of time. And the girlfriend will say, I'm causing the pain. I won't come on watching the prayer. They say, the same thing. Now, Beman is shame, or catch any girlfriend and say, oh, me dog. Now, I'll be with the AC fume that. But Beman's shame, man, or whom the girlfriend are down for now, on to control the home. It's now I can say, and it's our tower for one thing. Or my idea was someone you say, I won't actually the cost of. I'm a couple therapy crap, but still, I didn't need to, man. The girlfriend in Jimmy, even though I catch a girlfriend and say, ACPU in top patch with Yamwa.
That's so. What's the man? I'm not the other say. Yes, I'm too so I'm sorry. And the penny to you about. I'm too so I'm sorry. I said, it's so much so I mean, Timmy. Answer will be our children. Yes, you have basic rules when it comes to cheating. Rule number 1: cheating is part of marriage. Rule number 2: because cheating is part of marriage, when your spouse cheats, it is not the end of the world. It's normal. It's normal. Because if you are not married, you can cheat. Rule number 3: cheating is a personal decision. Nobody cheats because of anybody. If you decide to cheat, it's not because your wife is not giving you sex, and not because your husband is not good in bed. Because there is no way any man who is not your husband can have sex with you like your husband. And there's no way any woman who is not your wife can have sex with you like your wife. Sexual intercourse with a wife cannot be compared to sexual intercourse with a girlfriend or a side chick. It's not the same. It can never be the same till you die. So if you think that this man is sweet, is stronger, is faster than my husband, it's a wrong comparison, because the two of them are not the same. Same way, if you think that this girl is sleek, is smart, is fast, can take more than my wife, so she is good, and that is why I'm cheating, it's a lie. It's true. When you are home, it's difficult for you to erect. But when you are out, jack, and is standing, I agree. But it doesn't make your wife less better than your side chick, because the two of them are not the same. Even when you marry two, even when you marry two, the secret is that 2 wives are not even the same in bed. So never ever think that you are the reason why somebody is cheating. Cheating, point number 3, is a personal decision. Point number 4, never blame yourself being the reason and the cause for a cheating spouse. I repeat, never blame yourself being the cause or the reason for a cheating spouse. Don't hold grief for a cheater. Don't hold grief for a cheater. Point number 5. Never confess cheating to any spouse, especially men. The gradations are different. When a man confesses cheating to a woman, the management is minimal. When a woman confesses cheating to a husband, when a wife confesses cheating to a husband, the gradation is worse. That man will never be correct again. That man will never recover again. Any woman that comes in her way, in his way, he will never be able to manage that woman forever. Never confess cheating. Point number 7. Cheat, but make sure you are not caught. Cover your tracks. It's point number 7. Cover your tracks. Cover your tracks. It is not a sign of disrespect. It's a sign of immaturity that your spouse can discover that you are cheating. It destroys the fiber of the human anatomy. So cheat, but cover your tracks. That is what I call the 11th commandment. Thou shalt not be caught. Based on this, keep this statement in your head. For those of you who are not married, like Amma, don't use the rules governing marriage to govern yourself as people who are not married. What is meant for the married ones, leave it for the married ones. Don't interfere in marriages with your single life. Don't try to enjoy what married people are enjoying. So when you're not married, don't venture into thinking and behaving like you're married. You cannot practice marriage until you are married. So if you are doing ompra omchi, that's the word, ompra omchi. It's not empranchi, a ompra omchi. Oh yeah, ompra omchi. Now it doesn't make you a wife. Oh yeah, ompra omchi. Now it doesn't make you a wife. Oh yeah, ompra omchi. It doesn't make you a wife. You are only a wife because your bride price has been paid. And I'm calling if you call your laundry. And I'm calling if you're fin and I'm go see it doesn't make you a wife. So with these things I've said, and the letter from this guy, I think he doesn't have a case, but we have something to study because of Queen. The guy says they went for a couple therapy. As who? When we say couple means people who have legitimacy in marriage. Husband and wife. They have something in common. That's why they are coupled. But how can talking jolly if you sad or no way? Now how can this be a problem for you? So this guy is not qualified with the conversation at all for going for couple therapy. I don't know who met them. I don't counsel husband and wife. How much more steady mates who wants to marry? I deal with them as individuals. Even husband and wife, I deal with them as individuals and I bring the problem together. But the problem between a husband and wife cannot be solved between a husband and wife. Why? Those who have come from my counseling before will tell you. I ask you a simple question. Between you and your husband, who is the problem? If you say your husband is the problem, then I make you the solution. If you say you are the problem, then I make your husband a solution and I work on you who is the problem. So in counseling professionally, you don't need a two. You can always work with one. While there is compliance, solution will come. That is why a lot of my clients, I've met them, we've solved their problems, and I've met husbands and wives who come to see me. But because of the oath of secrecy and privacy, their wives and husbands don't know they are seeing me. But the problem is not the individuals, the problem is the marriage. Because if today Vic was not married to the husband, the fight they are fighting will not happen. If me, I didn't marry my wife, we will not have this fight. So the problem is not me, it's not my wife, it's the marriage. So let's solve the marriage. Don't waste your energy with non-professionals. Not every pastor is a counselor by virtue of professionalism. Seek for help. Seek for help. Not every friend deserves to hear your husband have cheated. I said, don't tell people what you don't want them to know. Tell them the only thing you want them to know. Why are you quiet now? This is the missing worry. The mikuna yami. Many are sumia or son of Madame Nengua want. Now, want to accumulate fear. If you leave your husband or wife because of cheating, you will cheat too. If you leave your husband because of cheating, you have somebody's husband manage you well. It is said by research, I don't have it, that most people who leave their marriages because of cheating end up in cheating. Don't poison anybody when you find out they are cheating. Don't sell them out there because an ex-husband still demands a certain respect. An ex-wife still demands a certain respect. My grandmother told me that when you have a conflict with your wife and it is about sexual intercourse, when they meet and they ask you what's the problem, never say it. Because that would be a disgrace. We sat down with a certain person, we're dealing with their marriage issues, and the man said he wants to say this so that they can help the wife. That the wife smells and he's tired of it. That's why he's not sleeping with her. Wow. When your wife's smell goes, will you come and tell the public it's gone? That's a big gathering. My wife is not good in bed. What do you call good in bed? There's no hole. There's no male organ. Abner, over to you. What is your take on this young man's story?
Oh, wow, you also saw couples therapy. How did you go? How?
How, dear, how, Abner? How do you feel the fall? Yeah, you see, I'm going to be just couples therapy.
Wow, you also couples therapy. Yes, I want to say my own therapy with the couple. It's only case, counselor. I'm only case. Because I won't worry. I mean, and it's you cold naked before and down for the girlfriend and down for what does he get? Because only get in now.
Or see, or you're naked before and down for the girlfriend in the presence of the girlfriend. And therefore, I say, it's not just only Vic now, but I want to Vic and I'm maybe in a crank a credit somebody so idea. You say, go out. And I would now, and I said, I bought 10 minutes. Oba me me bo oba no ije boxer shorts na mko ti abrem wo side wo sa me bi sa na o kire
na no ta na de then I did so
say me be say wo hu say Vic di adepa oh
that's so okay pass me wait me need some minute to be our own
and the sister bi no ni kunu ti omo ti chime home na ne nua bema no ba so be cause akra poli ma brantia no sorry anopa no ahye bossa shots na ne ko ti 10 no half side waye bia ontumi nso am na one you sorry no ka che ni kum se ko ka che onua keto am se wagye opanyi kwoti no de na mfi ha me pese mahwe bio
anna yo besa
na je ni kum no kwoti so ni nua keto na de no kwoti Mani jai bossa shots no sha no pa no what you mean penny kwoti a o fa nkyere wo kaseti ani kunu kwoti so ne disen krani bi a di picture bi kyere no o say this picture AI abra yenko Vicky and Vicky Kasai
lady Kasai
Can't have a shot. Brand where you want to come for.
Oh, you that the guy for you, but
How are you?
aye.
Oh, okay. I've been asked popsicles.
Africa shop ko bi ne
Good. Uncle Top Park. Now, one fan to all the time.
Ade.
Because Bravo is saying, yes, saying and Kola Grubini, 7 Munu, when you can when you saw that. Obana, Mamma, you hear from money somewhere, years from so it's some who are ready to is there any day. What's in the supporters near me? Yeah, I'm listening to them. Baby says, well, we are coming reading. Apparently, say, come for sending me my reading. And I'm in a bro for me.
Jana again in Jana Han. The again, so again, was again into TSS on your view, on cheating you, not cheating, and say, or shall get which are one for or flat.
Yeah, I need the amino, the 2 ways in the piece of kingdom comes. Then, we my work in the anything to die.
Ade.
I do the explain what I'm so adding up for a day. Therapy. Now, again, my one day. And I'm blind and so on, quarter of the morning to maybe.
And you saw my couple to come.
No, my couples. One way I didn't form you and I can't go to Uncle no my and Kaka. You can't go only an uncle for cover which be shepherd. Our phone and money. Yeah, need to see now big banana, eh? You see, Ariana, Mamma, and after me, after no, I will be unfancial with me. Way more. One way, yes, say, and who say, yeah. No, the Ampano, the Cobra, so no, the Cobra will be killed, or the Cobra mosque, or the Cobra port to Munia Peninsula from man and wife. Now, after the Betsy and say, and then because of this particular, excuse me to use the word, stupid people need to know. Now, Counselor, after they were real about the tongue pumping to the soul, near one document once in a all because of these people. When you're about one young and I don't want and then all the far, or China the far, no China the far. Who have a so called already? But so as I said, Sana, I bear to the black. It's no way. Since you are not saying no. And it's how he's doing it to look at the full camera.
Oh, comments.
No, Barney will not a honor. No, we do which a buy a problem.
Of a song so dear.
I think your master, and I did pose and I did want you. And your master, oh, but I say, woman for no.
Oh,
and your master one. Who do I need to come? Sir, so casual time for sure. Oh, Council, I never do a honor and say, I brew that bread. Where you weapon in the cotton, sugar. One for what you want for 4 nights, only see one, only see my I also move to more. After that, you woman from see one, you see, I don't know. Because the womb, now the womb, near ye, a bunny, woman to go just a sa. Gaza, and it said you will be in young free boys and girls. We are still the boys and girls. Immaturity, and you didn't know, and then we keep doing these things, and then, Gaza, we never be our home, they will make us say. You will be sending it sit and sit over the other side. One just here, the Hawangasa. If we say, me, sister, we mean about for Yarkora one time. Oh, yeah, who you keep? They come as sunshine, courageous, and because maybe regular, a pen as a sign of the mother. Because it's a what you need. And I'm very much because. As long as I say the girl looks right and almost different, which is the almost therapy normal meaning but the man keeps doing it. It keeps happening. And you keep going to therapy. So-called couples therapy. And this man keeps doing what he's doing. But you are accepting it. Now I'm keep outside the room. It's going to keep happening. All fine. If it changes, why was it a whole meaning? I mean, it's into or be a Timmy error on which Madame for me. Send me what upstairs. Now downstairs. Now we don't put clear so the international to air left and right. We'll see where Timmy do the much happen. I they are blind say we took it to a set to contain it. I mean, come on. Now, and I mean, so, my new me chin one, I said, who we are, and I saw catch them. Na counselor, let me start to come to Empire Bobby and therapy. I can see if you say it was sky, you need an easy key.
So, you
someone won't pay McDonald's. Say, I'm gonna no call back in, beggar, and aha, big woman, common ice cream, man, no deep wife. A be an afternoon, Mamma Manning fool. One paper man will you it's some of you moving up with the issue. Why, because we are
that's it. Happy birthday to me. Abraham. We better be a deal. We have the red 30 on the 30 my party. We better be a deal. It's my deal. Yeah, go. Nana.
Yeah, that's how I can say. One of the best man. Because yes, I'm already the child here. I said, they're not society said, I will meet you. Because why I start here now? Only self-discipline. Because also, yeah, I'll see over soon. Now I start with you. I know I don't know. On one each, we present, it was said, on one, you have to say, or find this office solution. But the second lady in our who said, most I can't go send an account that I know can say has nothing to do with the other part, the commercial to achieve here. Yeah, most of that, most another so involved in almost problems or only other things. Times I managed to know, and then the motion is said, the overall therapy and yes, or no, so no more if I say but let's be of you, so I'll help you. Let's say, we are so what I was saying is that when you're not going to say, the OG, you're not going to say, you have one Casano, and student final, because they are there in natural arts. That's the council.
That's what I say. Michelle.
Yeah, no, I'm not coming. No, I'm not coming. Yeah. Annie.
Annie.
Yeah, but what we are into my one.
Annie, but show one. Annie, you are thank you.
Good evening to everyone on the platform. I was just passing through and I'm here to. I want to know the topic of it. What is it about it? Now, Spanky, are you the same Spanky? I will say, please speak to me, counsel. Yes, please. Are you? Since I know choice, near castle him story, I will be saying, I overheard something like this. Okay.
It's any boy, we don't know. Boy, we don't know. Get a trim man at the same. And now for now, the girlfriend and that for another man of flex, let us say, or name a down from the girlfriend and down for not to be on who proud on the girlfriend and down for him. But the girlfriend also empty. No, my counseling, but still, he keeps on doing it. So soon, yeah, more. That's the topic.
Okay. So, what I would say is, like, he needs self-discipline. That is, he should just think about himself. Like, he should focus. Because certain things like this, if you don't have self-control, you do something worse. What you are saying. At the end of the day, it will end up to something else. So he should play his part. Like, just forget about it. Although it's not easy like that, but he needs to try. No one can help him. He has to help himself. What you are saying. So no, that's what I have to say.
Thank you very much, Spunky, for coming. So, thank you. So thank you very much, Spunky, for coming. And I'm still in the mood of my birthday. My birthday is going through, and today happens to be the birthday of Esther, my accountant, my chartered accountant. Today is her birthday. Esther Bobby, thank you for being born in April. And from Esther, the next person will be Mrs. Uchot, whose birthday is going to be on the 27th. So for the first time, I'm going to post my wife. And those of you who have not seen my wife before, come and see my wife. I'm going to post her. I'm going to post her. I'm going to post her. So we are still in the birthday mood. But the conclusion of the story is that don't allow anybody who is cheating to cause you to become sick clinically. Cheating is only for the married. If you're not married, you can cheat. Don't make people your wives, your husbands, until they pay your bride price. Ladies and gentlemen, marriage is good. But I want to repeat to everyone watching me. No wife will respect you when they see your poverty rise to riches. So before you make a wife, get to riches and come and look for a wife.
Sure.
Get riches before you come and look for a wife. Divorce doesn't mean you don't know marriage. Why? Because everybody can divorce, including myself. It doesn't mean I don't know marriage. But one of the sweet things you should learn in life is that nobody knows marriage. And nobody knows what makes marriage work. But you can easily know what can destroy your marriage. Wives should remain as wives. Husbands should remain as husbands. Women can help a man build life. But wives finds it difficult to help husbands to build life. Anytime a woman is demanding from you because they have invested, remember, they didn't come for marriage. They came for an investment. Good night. This was proudly brought to you by Makwe Ginger Honey Chips and Afromax Plus. Makwe Ginger Honey Chips is ginger and honey baked together. It's in the UK, it's in the US, it's in Europe, it's in Germany. This is called Makwe Ginger Honey Chips. This is in Ghana in bottle, in the US and the UK in a sachet. You can call me direct on +233 277 609 644 +233 277 609 644.
Makwe ginger honey chips. Ubia see. As we deal with Makwe ginger honey chips, remember that all women who are watching me, your menstrual cramps, your childlessness, your menstrual pain, your smelling menses, all you need is MSP 30. MSP 30 is for women, not for men. Every woman watching me, you need MSP 30. The magic is sweet. Order for yours now in the UK, in Ghana, and everywhere. 0277 609 644. And finally, when men rise and work on their prostate, it gives clarity to life because the world belongs to men. Go and check your PSA. And as you check it, order for your Afromax Plus. If you have a large prostate, call me right now. If you have normal prostate, call me right now. 0277 609 644. 0277 609 644. And let me tell you this as I leave. Afromax Plus is what every man needs now. Remember, marriage is good. But if you want to be a good wife, learn not to destroy the marriage you are in. The secret to a man's happiness in marriage as a husband is gratitude. Gratitude, gratitude, and gratitude. Show forth your appreciation, and your life will never be the same again. I am out of here. Thank you for joining me from 5 o'clock till now. It's been 3 solid hours of talking. 3 hours, 31 minutes. Thank you all who shared my birthday with me. Thank you for coming to wish me a happy birthday. If you didn't wish me a happy birthday, like who will say? I saw that Abna posted me on her status. I was swinging there like that on her status. But those who posted me on status, it was for 24 hours. And you're here. And you're crying to say PD. So happy birthday to me till the month of April will end. We are still battling with a lot of issues. But God willing, we will sail to the top. Thank you once again. Lady Victory, thank you. Thank you, Abna. Thank you for all of you who came to pass through. We will learn something. But if you're a man watching me, you have a single room, don't marry. Wait until you get a chamber at home. Invest in marriage by yourself so that nobody will come for the profits. Good night. Bye-bye. See you.
Yare yo, yare yas. Obi benya wana fi yare. Yamfa yare nsu nye nipa. Sichire yare ni no. Sickness can determine the last straw of your life. Ladies and gentlemen, friends and loved ones, supporters of our foundation, the CL Foundation for Health, Diabetes and Asthma and Cerebral Palsy. We are knocking at your doors, knocking at your pockets, knocking at your emotions. Support me and my team to support people living with diabetes, asthma, and cerebral palsy. Your donations are welcome on 862-215-2007. Your Zelle 862-215-2007. MTN Ghana numbers 055-000-5077. 055-000-5077. It is the MTN number. CL Foundation for Health and Support. Help us with the diabetes equipment, glucometers, wheelchairs, old clothing, new clothing, financial support, and let's give it to the needy. Thank you for your support.